Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a full baby light client who comes to me every 6 weeks. She's my mom's good friend and she is very loyal. She loves being her level 10 blonde. We always do a baby light, retouch her roots. She's naturally a level 2, which is so dark that we can never get her past a level 8 during every session. So today I'm going to show you how she lives to a level 8, how to rock with it, what we do to kind of make it look good until the next session, and when she comes back we always run over it again. So if this is something you want to check out as well as other tips and tricks, then keep watching. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have one of my very loyal clients here and she's getting her baby light touch up, her retouch. She is very high maintenance and likes to get a full baby light every 6 weeks. She decided to chop her hair and did a DIY haircut. She was just very spontaneous that day. Couldn't get in and she decided to just put it in a ponytail and chop it. She didn't want to wait, so today we will fix that as well at the end of this video. I am bringing you guys a lengthier video today. A few of you guys that support me always say to make tutorials longer. You guys want longer videos. So if you feel the same way and want that too, please let a comment down below telling me to do so. It's more work, but if that's what you guys want, I will do it. Before I get into today's video any further, make sure you hit the subscribe button along with the bell. I'm going to start giving 200% into my YouTube channel. I really want to grow this family and beautiful community we have here. So please feel free to subscribe. I usually never ask people to do so, but I do want to start getting this channel off the ground. So let's get to subscribing. Alright, so today's video I'm going to focus on how to retouch roots when you get highlights. Believe it or not, a lot of clients always think when they come back for a root retouch, it's going to be simple and just a root color. That's not the case. When touching up highlights, I have to go back in and refoil and focus my product on the fresh regrowth. Now it's very easy, simple, and cheaper for your client if they are content with their hair color. Reason being, when doing a root retouch, you literally just apply product on the fresh virgin hair and then kick the already perfect color ends out of the foil and fold it up. It's quicker and cheaper because you are using way less product. If the client is wanting to lighten up, we are required to overlap all the hair that has previously been lightened. This also is more damaging but more expensive because you're using more product. Sandy is content with her blonde. We're actually adding a low light in randomly every few foils today to add more dimension for the fall time, and we are cutting her hair as well. With her, I focus my product on the roots, but if I see dark pieces that aren't perfect, I'll run them over slightly because if I don't, you'll have dark polka dots all throughout the hair. I find this is a very common thing when I get a new client. Most of the time, their previous stylist would just touch the root and leave the ends alone. I find this is common because in school they drilled how damaging bleach was in our heads. I have a video I'm editing right now when I finish this one in about 20 minutes, and it's specifically going over overlapping, so I won't go into that much here, but I will say this, it isn't the same as it was years ago. We have OLAPLEX and different bond builders and lighteners now that are a lot less damaging on the hair. There are always ways to overlap safely, and if you want to learn my pro tips, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell because it should be my next upload.
Took a swing at a wrecking ball and I prayed for my downfall, and I found a way to reconcile, cause in my heart it's not worthwhile. It's a bloody battlefield where some go down, others heal. In the end it's all the same. All you can do is play the game. Oh, do we say goodbye? Refuse to question why. I deserve to say I'm sorry, so lie. Pretend that you're okay. Swear that you will stay. Keep trying for one day. I'm sick of all these lies. Don't care if I capsize. There's nothing left for me to hide. Don't wanna live a lie. Too many lows, too many highs. Too many things to criticize. And so I leave it all behind. Don't wanna live a lie.
Okay, so with Sandy's hair, it can be very tricky when retouching her highlights. Reason being, she's a natural level 2, which is very, very dark. But even though she's very dark, she lifts pretty well. She always lifts 6 levels, I say, to a perfect level 8. I always use 20 volume, and I know you guys are going to ask why I don't bump my developer up to 30 or 40 volume. The reason I don't do this is because 30 and 40 volume are very, very dangerous on the hair and can blow the cuticle right out. I only use 30 if I'm teasing out dropouts or lifting from black or permanent hair color. I never use 40. I think I've maybe used it in my early career maybe 2 or 3 times. It's very uncalled for. So what I do with Sandy is focus on her regrowth, and the mids will always have a lighter color that's kind of brassy right before her ends. That's the root retouch from last time. So the next session I always touch the regrowth, then feather down into that under process mid area. If I see any older lowlights or dark pieces, I'll feather down through that as well, and then kick out the already light enough ends right out of the foil and fold it up. Because she's so dark, I always start in the front, which I rarely do. This happens every single session, and since the root gets to a level 8 and not a 10, I shadow her with a level 7 and it comes out beautifully. Remember, when you are trying to tone, always lift 1 level higher and tone 1 level down. That will help prevent any brass from occurring or fading that's going to turn too brassy.
Life kept spitting at my feet and forced me down a dead-end street when all I had went up in flames, burning only dark remains. I cover up every part of my skin, oh, 'cause I don't like the person within, oh. I know I'm the one to blame. All I can do is take the shame, oh. Do we say goodbye? Refuse to question why. I'm too sad to say I'm sorry, so lie and pretend that you're okay. Swear that you will stay. Keep trying for one day. Whoa, I'm sick of all these lies. Don't care if I capsize. There's nothing left for me to hide. Don't wanna live a lie. Too many lows, too many highs, too many things to criticize. So I leave it all behind. Don't wanna live a lie. I don't wanna live a lie. Live a lie. Ooh. I'm sick of all these lies. Don't care if I capsize. Oh no.
Alright, keep in mind when you're dealing with a client who is extremely dark naturally and is getting their very blonde hair retouched, baby lights are going to be your best bet. Baby lights are the very small and fine sections, but I feel a lot of people think you can't do a fine regular highlight. When foiling, it doesn't matter if I'm doing baby lights or a traditional highlight, I always do small hair sections. The baby light is the stitch, or aka weave. The dip and dive is closer together. The more piecier in dimension you want, the bigger the dip and dives. But no matter what, I always take a small amount of hair in my foil. Remember, the more hair in the foil, the more uneven the lift and longer the processing time. You guys know, if you've been supporting me for a while now, that I am a huge fan of small amounts of hair in my foil because it's easier to saturate, which speeds me up even though I'm packing in more foils. Those small sections are better saturated, so they process way quicker and extremely even and well. One thing to keep in mind, the thing that really makes the look for your highlights is the weave, aka stitch, and the amount of subsection hair you have, which is the hair left out from your weave. The more blended and lighter, leave less hair. The more dimension, leave more hair. I hope that makes sense. If you guys want to see a breakdown video on that topic, then let me know down below in the comments section. As you've seen, I wrapped up the front sections. Now moving on to the back section of this foil. So keep watching.
Took a swing at a wrecking ball and I prayed for my downfall, and I found a way to reconcile, 'cause in my heart it's not worthwhile. It's a bloody battlefield where some go down, others heal. In the end it's all the same. All you can do is play the game. Oh, do we say goodbye? Refuse to question why. I'd be sad to say I'm sorry, so lie. Pretend that you're okay. Swear that you will stay. Keep trying for one day. I'm sick of all these lies. Don't care if I capsize. There's nothing left for me to hide. Don't wanna live a lie. Too many lows, too many highs. Too many things to criticize. And so I leave it all behind. Don't wanna live a lie. Life kept spitting at my feet and forced me down a dead-end street, when all I had went up in flames, burning only dark remains. I cover up every part of my skin, oh, 'cause I don't like the person within. Oh, I know I'm the one to blame. All I can do is take the shame. Oh, do we say goodbye? Refuse to question why. I'm too sad to say I'm sorry, so lie and pretend that you're okay. Swear that you will stay. Keep trying for one day. Whoa, I'm sick of all these lies. Don't care if I capsize. There's nothing left for me to hide. Don't wanna live a lie. Too many lows, too many highs. Too many things to criticize. So I leave it all behind. Don't wanna live a lie. A lie. No, don't wanna live a lie. Live a lie. Ooh. I'm sick of all these lies. Don't care if I capsize. Oh no.
So as I continue my way up the back of the head, I wanted to talk briefly about product. When you're doing a blonde session, whether you're doing a root retouch or an all-over application, the main thing to remember and keep in mind is to keep your product very fresh. I will never mix more than 1 scoop of lightener at a time. Reason being, you have to think of the lightener as a timing clock. When you first mix that lightener and you apply it to the hair, it is going to move at 100 miles an hour. That same bowl that you're still taking out of is slowing down slowly, and when you get to the last bit of that bowl, it's going to be moving at about 10 miles an hour, or let's just say 50 miles an hour. So you already lost half the speed. So that hair you're applying it to now is not going to get the same chance of the kick like it did when you first mixed the bowl for the first few foils. So I never mix more than 1 scoop of lightener ever. I like doing that to keep it fresh, and a lot of people always ask, how do I use 20 volume and do it around the entire head and it evens out? You do not start your processing time until all foils are in the head, and then you watch the first section you start it in. I always start in the back just in case it finishes sooner. Some people's hair lightens quicker. I could just easily dunk them in the back, rinse out the foils. Don't worry about getting it all neat and nice. Just throw some deep conditioning treatment on it and lock it away with a clip and let the front keep continuing the process. But the point of it all is that fresh lightener is going to kick it when it first is applied. So by the time that the front is finally done, the back is where I started. The back, well, if you're watching it in this video, I started in the front and the back is my final area. So the front foils are right now at a speed of about 10 miles an hour, where I'm applying now is at 100 miles an hour. That bleach I started in the front with is basically going to die out, and the new lightener on my foil right now that I'm doing is going to kick it up and be 100 miles an hour. I hope that makes sense, but my little advice to you is with lightener, do not mix too much. I know some people like to mix 2, 3, 4, 5 scoops at a time, and I know that's something to make it easier, but it's really hurting you in the end because you're going to get a lot of swelling and a lot of mess, and you're also going to get a lot of slow timing, and your bleach is not going to stay as potent. This will make you want to bump your developer up every section, and that's fine if you choose to do that. A lot of hairdressers do that, but for me, it doesn't matter if it's not going to be on the hair long or not. 30 and 40 volume are known to blow out that cuticle, so even if you're only going to leave it on for 10 minutes with a 30 volume, it's still more damaging than letting 20 volume sit and process for an hour. So definitely take and think about this if you're a hairdresser, and I hope you take my advice and try it. It's the best thing I've done, and I always, 95% of the time, am using 20 volume or less.
Took a swing at a wrecking ball and I prayed for my downfall, and I found a way to reconcile, 'cause in my heart it's not worthwhile. It's a bloody battlefield where some go down, others heal. In the end it's all the same. All you can do is play the game. Oh, do we say goodbye? Refuse to question why. I'm just sad to say I'm sorry, so lie. Pretend that you're okay. Swear that you will stay. Keep trying for one day. I'm sick of all these lies. Don't care if I capsize. There's nothing left for me to hide. Don't wanna live a lie. Too many lows, too many highs. Too many things to criticize. And so I leave it all behind. Don't wanna live a lie. Life kept spitting at my feet and forced me down a dead-end street, when all I had went up in flames, burning only dark remains. I cover up every part of my skin, oh, 'cause I don't like the person within. Oh, I know I'm the one to blame. All I can do is take the shame. Oh, do we say goodbye? Refuse to question why. I'm too sad to say I'm sorry, so lie and pretend that you're okay. Swear that you will stay. Keep trying for one day. Whoa, whoa. I'm sick of all these lies. Don't care if I capsize. There's nothing left for me to hide. Don't wanna live a lie. Too many lows, too many highs. Too many things to criticize. So I leave it all behind. Don't wanna live a lie. A I don't wanna live a lie. Live a lie. Ooh.
One of the most important parts during a blonding session, for me, in my opinion, is the toning portion. Now, these looks these days, you know, this industry, the looks and the trends are forever changing, but the most important part is toning. I like to do something called root toning. As you guys know, if you've been supporting me for a while, I do 2 different toners. Some people do 3, some people call it color melting, whatever have you. I like to call it a root toner and then an ends toner. The only time I'll do a third toner, which is a mids toner, is if I have a color correction or something like that going on where we're lifting through old color and the root that's fresh ends up lifting lighter than the ends. You always want the ends to be lighter. So I am toning her with 7N, 7NA Colorance Goldwell, my favorite root shadow ever. Very good with coverage, and this helps me knock out that level 8 that she lifted to. It will bring everything together until our next session. Since she is not going to lift to a perfect 10, that's not going to happen. She's a natural level 2, as I said before. But back to what I was saying briefly. These days, toning is a different ball game. Back when, other people went to school many years ago, toning was nothing. They would just use a purple shampoo if you were lucky and send you on your way. But these days, the looks are so different. If you're a client of mine, you know I say this, but this is what I say to my clients all the time when they're in my chair. The highlighting portion, which is about 80% of the time of the session, that is building the house. When we get to the chair and the bowl, the toning portion is the actual color, painting, moving in. This is the part that's going to show what the hair is really going to look like. This is the make or break. I love doing a root toner. I have 3 different kinds, a tap, a shadow, a smudge. I break it down into further categories such as soft root, heavy root, and a base root. I am not saying that the highlighting portion is not important whatsoever. A lot of hairdressers do only focus really good work on the top and the sides and just let it go to shit on the underneath, and they really don't put the work in or the care or the passion, whether it's they're burnt out or whatever the case may be. For time reasons, whatever. I feel like the highlighting portion is extremely important. If you do a really good highlighting job, you don't even need to tone. But I like to tone. There's a difference between needing and wanting to do it. I do it to enhance. I don't do it to fix, because remember, toners always fade, so you're always going to end up right where you were before you applied that toner. Toner that I like to use is demi-permanent. It lowers the pH, it adds shine and smoothness because it closes the cuticle, and so on. I could just go on and on and on. You guys, look how beautiful this hair is. We built the house and we finally painted it and moved in, and we're obsessed. Now we're gonna fix her haircut that she gave herself, her DIY. Then I'm gonna curl it. Then I'm gonna show you guys the final result.
Don't wanna live a lie. Too many lows, too many highs, too many things to criticize. And so I leave it all behind. Don't wanna live a lie.
Alright guys, this is our finished result. Look how beautiful this is, and I'm loving this mid-length on her. It's so adorable. We always do that level 7N, 7NA Goldwell Colorance shadow because she never lifts better than a level 8. That's her hair. She's a natural level 2. So every time we shadow it down, and then it gives us that gradual effect of almost like a color melt naturally. And the next time she comes back, where this grows out and we touch the new regrowth, this area right here that we did the 7 on today that lifts to an 8 will knock through that as well, like I did today on the older one. So this is beautiful. The low light looks magnificent. I'm gonna spin her around so you guys can see in the ring light how good this looks. Oh yes. How gorgeous is this, guys? Let me know down below what you think. We're obsessed. Her hair feels phenomenal right now. Feels so good. All right, let me know down below what you think. Let me know video ideas you want to see. And as always, guys, so long for now.
Okay.